Yeah, what up, YouTube? It's your boy King Cobra back at it with another video. Sorry about the stream being cut off. The power was momentarily turned off, but that's all right. We got it turned back on. We're back at it with part two. So I'm gonna submit an intellectual property claim to Teespring and see if I can't get my store reinstated. If that doesn't work, then I'll just fucking create a new store, dude. It's not that big of a deal. The trolls did not get my Teespring taken down. Apparently, when I created a shirt that says "Feminazis suck," the image I used was copyrighted, and Teespring's not having that. So I guess it is what it is. I'll work on that later. All right. So if you saw the last video, we were watching a video called "Women Uses Tinder as Man and is Shocked at How Awful Women Are to Men. The Culture War is a Gender War." Is what it is.
I'm not saying there's a direct correlation between women being able to date and national level politics.
So the story goes, this 30 some odd year old woman helped set up a dating profile online on Tinder or whatever for her 30 some odd year old little brother. And she was just appalled by how women treat men on the dating apps. And to a degree, I actually agree 1000%. If men treated women like this, you'd fucking hate us.
I do think that this post is just an anecdote, but plays into a lot of what men already know and maybe women don't. Men have it substantially harder in a lot of ways. There was a famous story of a woman who decided to live as a man and was cross-dressing. And she said that it was horrifying and miserable. Nobody would help her. People didn't care about how she felt. She felt discarded. Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to it. Welcome to being a man. No one gives a fuck how you. If you're a man, no one gives a shit how you feel. You're automatically seen as the universal enemy, and it's fucked because if women and men have been fighting with each other for centuries, and on the argument here, it's like women have been treated like crap for centuries. Men have been given all the power in our society for centuries. So now that women are starting to gain more equality and more rights, now all of a sudden men are the universal enemy now, and it's just like, ugh.
That's what it's like being a dude. You're immediately blamed for everything. You are trash. Not every guy, like I said, 15%.
Yeah, thank you. This guy gets it. No, like it kills me, YouTube. Like women hate when men make gender-based assumptions based off of the couple of, lack of a better word, bitches that they've met. So why do this to guys? Treat others the way you want to be treated.
Are probably considered, attractive and worthy. And I don't want to exaggerate this. Most guys do have really good things going for them, and many of them are just too whiny and depressed to get up, work out, be passionate, and become that valuable and sought after and
So you don't have to necessarily work out, but you can better yourself in other ways.
Individual. The issue is, it's not the left, probably because you have guys just trying to hook up.
And to be fair, you'd be whiny and depressed if no one gave a shit about your sex. You're automatically, all men are just pigs. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dude.
Up with women will say whatever what they want, or some of them will genuinely believe this stuff. And then feminists just say men are whiny babies. They're incels. You're an incel. You're an incel. You can't date.
Okay, ladies, don't expect men to share our emotions if we're criticized for it. You are the biggest fucking loser on the planet. Using a photo of me crying on my 9/11 stream shows you're a miserable bastard. To be fair, the trolls try as hard as they can to fuck with my life, and then they refuse to take blame for it, and then tell me I'm the one that doesn't take responsibility. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. No, it's like my trolls will sit there and fuck with everything I do, scare off every chick that I like, fuck with every job that I have, just so they can turn around and say, you need to get laid, you need to get a job. It's like, well, you need to get a life.
Hey, you can't find someone because you're an incel. Well, there's at least one story showing she was shocked to discover men don't get replies. But if you look at the data, you know that's true. Women get slammed with messages and they need only scroll through and say, that's the guy I want to hook up with. What ends up happening? Other data shows that a small amount of men overwhelmingly are banging all of the women.
You cried more about a spilt drink than the over 2,000 people that died on 9/11. You're not a real American. You're a Nazi pig. Fuck you. Get a life. It's the God. This is what they do with their life. This is what my trolls do with their fucking life. They spend all day trying to harass King Cobra JFS. And it's sad, dude. It's fucking sad. Y'all know me, dude. Cobras are my favorite snake. And when I said on that tribute that if cobras had to go extinct to prevent 9/11, I would totally do it. Fuck off, you fucking losers. Oh, that's right. You know, fucking the trolls want to harass Cobra until they get fucked by the law and the justice system for it. It's stupid, dude. It's fucking stupid.
Women. That means there is a large percentage of men who are without relationships and who are virgins.
Well, this systematically stems from men and women being assholes to each other, and that's why we have this. Like I said on part one, dude, I watched a documentary on Vlad the Impaler, and the way women got treated, but even back then, was so much worse than what they have now. At least, you know.
There's data we saw from the Washington Post a while ago. I think it was a couple of years ago that found men under 29 are increasingly more likely to be virgins. 29. I think it was like a.
And there's nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Third of men under 29 were virgins. Now, it did go up for women as well, probably because internet is separating people, but not as much. Let's take a look at some of these stats. Do you support the Black Lives Matter movement?
Yes.
Right now, we have 45% support and 42% opposition. But let's break this down by gender. Let's see how females think. Women overwhelmingly support Black Lives Matter. 52% support to 35% opposition. How about males?
Oh, here we go. Jesus Christ. Hey, pussy, I'll give you $340 if you sell me Sean. You better sell him to me, boy, and not complain on stream. Dude, I'm not selling you Sean. Thanks for the support. Okay, even if I wanted to sell my dummy Sean, why would I sell it to someone who's calling me names? This is what I'm talking about, dude. My trolls are the dumbest, most miserablest fucks on the planet. Do I need booze? No, but thank you for offering. Run to the end of your leash and bark for your Dark Lord and Savior, King Cobra JFS. Yeah. I'm working on getting it back up. Yeah, if Teespring doesn't let me reinstate my old account, I'll just create a fucking new one and be more careful of the copyrighted images. At first, I thought it was the fucking trolls who did it, but then, come to find out, yeah, that logo you use for your anti-feminazi t-shirt is is ridiculous, dude. Oh my god, pretending to be one of my fucking neighbors. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. We're gonna laugh at these trolls while we do this fucking stream. This is hilarious. Hey Josh, this is your neighbor. I don't know what's going on, but can you please keep the noise down? If not, I'll contact the management boy. Oh my god, dude. These trolls are so fucking hilarious. Oh my, I own these fuckers, dude. Otherwise, they wouldn't try so hard to fuck with me. Oh my god, this is just fucking ridiculous. Oh, shit. And it's not all hate because I got some I got some positive comments too, like "fuck the trolls, dude. Can't wait till the store's back up." See, there you go. Oh my god, dude.
Males overwhelmingly oppose Black Lives Matter.
Except here's the thing of it, dog. It's like 2, almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay? If it was 10 o'clock, it'd be a different story. If it was 10 o'clock at night, it'd be a different story. I'm about to put this bitch on airplane mode, dude. That's good, CJ. LOL. Yes. See, you could choose to focus on the haters, or you can just be like, you know what? Focus on your fans, dude. How does it feel knowing that King Cobra JFS rules your life? Oh my god, dude. This is so fucking sad, dude. I feel sorry for my trolls. You just don't know. They just don't get it, these trolls. The harder they fuck with me, the better I get back up. How's being able to not make any money now, boy? No Teespring, no selling sticks all day. And that's the fucking point of it, dude, is like, you fuck with me so I can't get a job here in town. So I try to make my own goddamn money. You fuck with me there, too. And it's just like, fuck these losers, dude. That's my fucking whole... Exactly, dude. Fuck the trolls. Pretty sad. All they do is sit in front of your computer or in front of their computer all day just to watch you, to make fun of you. It's ridiculous. Exactly my point. Sitting there jacking off their tiny ass peckers to Cobra, going, I wish I was as cool as him. Hey man, I don't care if your mom puts the phone in airplane mode. It's not my phone. This is good shit. Oh my god, my trolls are pathetic. Mimbum, happy birthday. Thanks for the support. You're not even fucking the real Lord Campbell. Get fucked. Get fucked. You're not even the real Alex Campbell. Jesus Christ, dude. This just proves I'm right and I own my fucking trolls, dude. It's the fucking truth. Otherwise, they wouldn't sit here all day trying to do everything in their power to fuck with me. It's just... It's sad. Do I like Dan Zing? Yes. Oh my god, I love it. I'm going to ignore the phone and get back to the video. We'll get the merchandise back up as soon as we can.
Nearly inverted. 50% oppose and 36% support. What could be causing this divide? Now, let me show you a few more examples.
What's causing the divide is the extremist assholes who ruin it for BLM. These fucking cocksuckers who are destroying businesses, rioting, polluting, attacking police officers, all this other fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the extremist assholes ruin it for BLM. That's all I'm saying.
How about, do you approve or disapprove of the way Joe Biden is handling his job? Women approve of Joe Biden's job at 46%, approval to 45%, disapproval.
Okay, fuck politics. What does this have to do with dating, to be honest?
And men overwhelmingly disapprove, with 59% disapproval and 35% approval. Let's take a look at...
Just because putting the airplane mode on pisses off my trolls. Watch this. Watch this. You watching this? You too. Watch this. Watch this. Airplane mode. Oh, shit. Cobra, put the phone on airplane mode. Oh my god, I fucking hate Cobra so much. All I gotta do to piss off my trolls is put the YouTube on slow mode and put the phone on airplane mode. Watch them fucking squirm. It doesn't take much to piss these assholes off, dude. It's fucking hilarious.
Favorable or unfavorable opinion of the Democratic Party. 52% unfavorable. Let's see women. Women, 47% find the Democratic Party favorable and 46% unfavorable, and men overwhelmingly unfavorable. Is this surprising you? Do you oppose or favor stricter gun laws? Females.
We don't need stricter gun control. We need smarter gun control. Like I said in my last video, you can make AR-15s illegal. That's not going to stop some dickhead from printing them in his basement.
Overwhelmingly.
That being said, leave gun making to the professionals.
Favor stricter gun laws at 57%, and men.
We don't need stricter gun control. We need smarter gun control.
Overwhelmingly oppose gun laws at 55%. Again, not surprising to anybody.
And this is the sad truth about it: is gun control, period's not going to stop gun violence. Ironically, the only thing that's going to stop gun violence is a good guy with a gun. Did I say that out loud? No, here comes Cobra with his pro-Second Amendment bullshit.
Oppose.
Now go ahead, I'll wait. If guns are not the problem, which they aren't, people are the problem, because people are the ones that made guns in the first place. And that's just the goddamn truth. If guns are the problem, then how come if a bad guy breaks into your house, obtaining a gun illegally, okay, and you gave up your guns because the government decided to make them illegal and take away your gun rights, what happens then is your ass is getting shot because the bad guy doesn't give a shit if guns are illegal or not. So at least with guns being legal, there is a system in play that makes it somewhat harder for the bad guys to get a gun. If guns are made completely illegal, it'd be so much easier for a bad guy to get a hold of a gun, dude. Like, come on.
The U.S. deport immigrants living here illegally or offer them a path to citizenship. Men overwhelmingly say deport. I shouldn't say overwhelmingly, but 46% deport, 43% offer a path. And women, 59% path to citizenship. Here's what
I think. As far as immigration goes, man, if you want to come to this country legally and you're willing to work hard for your money and pay your taxes, cool, man. Just, yeah, you know. Because our country was founded by immigrants, goddammit. So trying to make a better life for themselves. And the fucking fact that we deny citizenship to immigrants because, oh, this is America. If you're not American, get the fuck. It's like, shut up, dude. This country was founded by immigrants.
I think is happening. Women and
ironically stealing land from the Native Americans while then turning around and telling Mexicans and Middle Easterners they can't come over to our country because this is America. It's like, shut the fuck up with your hypocrisy, dude.
Men have extremely different.
Now, don't forget, like, a lot of white assholes gave Native Americans smallpox. And then you want to sit here and turn around and say shit like, oh, well, and now you're against immigration. You're the world's biggest fucking hypocrite, dude. Shit, dude.
Different views of the world and society because they are raised very differently. I think many women are going to be in for a rude awakening because the changes we've seen in society with gender rights and you know, gender equality and equity, relatively new. It was Jordan.
It should not be a relatively new concept. It's pretty sad that gender rights and gender equality is all of a sudden this crazy new modern day 21st century concept. Piss off, dude.
Peterson, who said in that Vice interview that men and women have only been working together for a few decades and it's been a disaster so far. You know, and he gets asked like,
no. You're saying the gender relations have been a disaster the last couple of centuries? No.
Well, what do you mean by disaster? Well, take a look at all the sexual harassment claims. Take a look at the workplace changes that have come in that have caused men to no longer want to mentor women. Men won't have need.
Well, can you blame men for being afraid of women in the workforce where everything that men does is taken as sexist, offensive, or rapey, or just downright creepy? You know what I'm saying? We live in a fucking society where women can accuse you of sexual harassment and rape, and whether it's true or not, your ass is getting screwed. And then it's just the goddamn truth. Which is kind of fucked when women lie about sexual harassment and rape, because when that crap happens to real women and other women, nobody's going to believe you because of all the bitches who cried wolf.
Meetings with women behind closed doors. They'll open the door, ask a third party to come in. These things are real.
Where some women get offended because you hold the door for them. I used to doing that so you could stare at my ass. And it's like, no, I was just trying to be polite. Jesus, honey, what man hurt you? Whose balls do we got to step on?
I'll give you an example. A man can walk up to a man, and I've given you may have heard me give this example before, but a man can walk up to a man and say, Jim, you've been working out? Looking good, buddy? Oh, is that a new suit? Sharp look, buddy. Yeah, you're looking good, man. Should hit the clubs, get some girls, you know? That would not be, I mean, some guys might be like, yeah, it's a little forward, but a dude walking up to a guy and being like, you're killing it, man. You're looking cut. I see you're losing weight. That's amazing outfit. You look fantastic. Why don't you go hit the clubs, man? See what the girls got to say. Now think about a guy going up to a woman and saying that. Woo, girl, wow, you've been working out? You're looking great. That outfit, you should go hit the clubs. How about the guys would be all over you? They're going to be like, what? Not accept.
Exactly. Women want us to compliment them and to be sincere. And as soon as we compliment them, it gets taken as, you're just being a pig. Oh, jeez.
So we say there's gender equity and equality, but there's clearly a big difference. Now, in those circumstances, maybe they're just hyperbolic exaggerations or caricatures of real world events, but you get the point. There are circumstances where a guy can't even touch a woman. A guy can walk up to a guy and put his hand on his shoulder and say, you nailed that Henderson account, man. We're excited for this. You can't do that to a woman. She could complain about harassment.
Well, that's the truth. I mean, you shouldn't just touch people without consent, to be fair. I don't care if it's which gender you are or not. Like, but he's right. You can walk up to your guy buddy and be like, pat him on the shoulder and be like, good job, man. You're killing it in the market today. You walk up to a chick and pat her on the shoulder and say, good job. Get it, girl. Women's live. Yeah. She can look at you and be like, oh my God, he tried to rape. Did you see that? See? She can look at you and be like, that person tried to rape me. And it's like, what? So that's kind of a no-brainer, I guess, fellas. You shouldn't touch women without consent. And is it a pain in the ass? To a degree, yes. If all you're doing is patting them on the shoulder to be like, oh, hey, I would like to congratulate you on nailing the company meeting today. Can I please pat you on the shoulder and congratulatory, blah, blah, blah. And if she doesn't feel comfortable with you touching her, that's her right as a woman. She could be like, I appreciate your compliment, but please don't touch me. And that's fair. That is fucking fair. Whether you like it or not, fellas, would you want some chick up in your business like, hey, what's up? Yeah, good job. You know, if men were uncomfortable about a woman touching him when they made some comment like, could you please not touch me? He would get so much crap for it. His sexuality would be questioned. He'd be told to man up, all this horrible shit.
So ultimately, in the end, maybe everyone just starts treating each other the same and everyone stays away from each other. But as for right now, think about what that means. Women can say, don't come anywhere near me, don't talk about me, and don't touch me. And the guy will do it. A guy just assumes because he's not treated as well, it will happen. And I mean, honestly, if a guy commented on my look, I wouldn't care. I think about it this way. You know, when men are growing up, they have very little value. Young men have no value. They're not strong. They're not large. They're not fully grown. They can't protect many people. They are not particularly wise, perhaps smart. But around men's 30s is when they're at their strongest, that they're most developed, their highest status, and now they have real value. On thinking of it like evolutionary biology and psychology. Women, however, are most valuable at a younger age. So what do I see? Here's a hypothesis. I have seen this growing up, and I'm sure many of you, many other men have seen this, and I'm sure many women have seen this. Young men will be assumed to be at fault. They'll be treated.
This is what happens with our society. Men back in the day grew up in a society where men had all the power. You know, that stereotypical sexist 1950s bullshit, which is fucked. And I kind of wish sincerely that that never would have happened and that we would have had gender equality throughout the whole time, but it is what it is. Now men are growing up today being told it's all your fault. Bow down to your female overlords. We're sort of seeing like we're starting to transition into a reverse 1950s, if you think about it. And that's pretty profound because now whites are the enemies, men are the enemies. And it's just like, you know, if y'all are spending all this time bitching about the oppression that your race and your gender has had to face, why do it to someone else? And yeah, it's fucked. Like I said, dude, if I had a fucking time machine to stop all this bullshit, I would have done it a long time ago.
As though they're not as valuable. Young women are overly protected to a detriment, and many women complain about this.
And there's nothing wrong with protecting women. I'm all for it, but overprotecting them to assume that they can't handle themselves is kind of sexist. Just saying. Women are a lot tougher than society gives them credit for, even if, generally speaking, us men are the tougher sex. And that's just genetics. You want to call me a sexist? You want to be the tougher sex, ladies? Okay, you can have it. But next time you have your period and you want people to feel sorry for you and be like sympathetic and shit, this is what it's like to be a man. I'm gonna be blunt with you. Okay? Imagine being a woman, you're on your period, and you're bitching and moaning, like, and it's natural. I sympathize with you on that, but hear me out. Like, could you imagine getting no sympathy for it? No man to worship the ground you walk on, to massage your feet and your shoulders, to buy you some tequila rose, make you a nice hot bath with pink bath water and red rose petals, all romantic and shit, to cook your favorite dinner. Because if men had periods, and this is how it played out, we'd be told to suck it up, buttercup, and quit being a pussy. And you know what I'm saying? You know, and there's a lot of crap that women and men have to put up with just because of their places in society. But a man and a woman's place changes greatly, but the basics are still there. Women are the fairer sex, but that doesn't mean the crap they go through is going to be completely unfair.
They're treated, you know, there's the song by No Doubt, I'm Just a Girl, Oh Little Old Me. That's right. They're overprotected. I'm not saying women have a perfect or great life. Everyone's got their challenges.
Oh, no shit. Amen, brother. Preach it. Both genders have their challenges that makes being a man or being a woman difficult.
I'm saying society says drop everything and protect the women and the children, and the men can go off and die in war.
That's pretty much exactly how it is, dude. Fucking preach.
These things don't just exist in these very obvious tropes of war and emergencies and sinking ships.
Yeah, when I did my Gabby Petito rant, I hope they catch the fucking asshole who killed her. Fuck that piece of shit. And it's the truth, dude. Like, women and children get more protection in our society than men do. Men are pretty much told to shut up, know your place in society, go off in a war and die somewhere. And if you can't fix the car or fix the sink or build a house, you're useless. And it sucks because you want to see, and if you look, fuck suicide, by the way, but men are more likely to commit suicide than women these days because of all these bullshit narratives.
They exist everywhere. Women are more likely to get entry-level positions. Go to fast food restaurants, go to an ice cream shop, go to any small business, you're more likely.
You have to remember that there was once a time where women were forced to be stay-at-home moms, not just that's your choice if you want it. And because of that, this is why it's playing out this way. So now men today are getting payback for the assholes of yesteryear. And it's extremely hypocritical for women to do this crap, especially if you bitch about oppression while systematically reversing that oppression on the men. And just saying. Like, why can't we all just get along? You don't like someone? Cool, you learn to coexist. Sometimes just keeping your mouth shut and minding your own business is the best way to live life. It makes life easier for you and everyone else, within reason. If I would have seen that Brian asshole beating the fuck out of Gabby, I would have gone over there and kicked his fucking ass. I would have stepped in and saved her life, dude. Tell you what. I'm very naturally protective of women and children. It's just good morals. You know what I'm saying? Even if they're not mine to protect. That doesn't mean men need to be overly protected either. It just means, like, we need to look out for each other, dude. That's all I'm saying. The world would be a much better place if cannabis were legal and everyone could just, like, fucking chill out. You know what I'm saying? Dude, if the government decided to legalize pot, they would have so much fucking money. I'm telling you, dude, the United States government makes a shit ton of money off of tobacco and alcohol. You throw cannabis into the mixture, a lot of these cranky old farts that are in Congress would benefit from cannabis. You got arthritis, you're old as shit, you're depressed. Did you know that marijuana is great for senior citizens? Google that shit, playa. I'm willing to bet you that people will be less likely to fucking riot if cannabis were legal. There would be no riots. There would be no mass shootings. People would be sitting there going, you know, I'm pissed about this shit, but fuck it. I'm going to hit this blunt and be like, you know what? It is what it is. Like Cat Williams said, just hit the blunt one time and see if we don't change your perspective on some shit. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do about this light bill. They don't want a deposit. They want the whole goddamn thing. Just fuck them goddamn lights. I got 12 candles. I've been waiting to burn these bitches. Now, I smoke cannabis for my Asperger's. And compared to the prescription drugs that I was forced to take as a kid, way better option, dude. It is what it is, though. Let's just move on.
To see a woman as a clerk, you're more likely to see a woman doing the entry-level job. That doesn't mean women should be relegated to those positions and they shouldn't be CEOs. You are more.
Yeah, but these days, if a woman chooses to be a stay-at-home mom, nobody says shit. Yeah, you know. But if a dad does this crap, if you're a dude and you decide to be a stay-at-home dad while your wife goes out and makes the bacon, you get so much crap for it in our society. Oh, look at that deadbeat piece of shit dad. Why don't you fucking man up and go get a job and provide for your house? But like any other chick in that situation, he's studying for his college degree online.
More likely to see males as CEOs. But what does that mean? Well, in my experience, when I was 21, I was trying to find a job. I lived in Wrigleyville in Chicago, which is where Wrigley Field is. Nobody would hire me. Oh, they were all hiring. They said, but we're not hiring men. This is the service industry. We don't hire men. They're like, unless you're a certified bartender, you can maybe get the bartender spot, but we already have 2 bartenders. We don't need you. Plus, we would rather have a female bartender anyway.
So ain't that a kick in the ass? If a company refuses to hire you because you're a man, what the fuck can you do as a guy in today's 21st century? Take your dick and your balls, tuck it between your legs, and be like, well, thank you for your time. Have a nice day. But if a company refused to hire you because you were a woman or because you were black or trans, that company would get sued so fucking quickly, and rightfully so, because it's this word called, what's the word? Discrimination? Fuck that shit. It doesn't make any fucking sense. If Teespring had a problem with one shirt, why shut down my whole fucking store? Just take the one shirt off. It's whatever, dude.
Lucky some guy took pity on me and said, you can clean up the trash and we'll see what we can do for you. Not that I'm complaining about it. That's just the way things are. But think about what kind of person that develops you into. For somebody who, myself, homeless, trying to figure out how to survive when no one was willing to support me, I became fiercely independent.
If things continue the way they're going, then 200 years from now, you're going to be seeing women in the place of men like it was in the 1950s. And no one's going to say shit, because that's just how it is. Know your place in society. She'll be coming home from work from her futuristic job going, honey, fetch me the pipe and slippers. And make me a morning mimosa with some pink champagne. Yes, dear. She kicks off her shoes. He starts massaging her fucking feet, fetches her the tobacco pipe. Yeah. And rightfully so, men are a little bit salty about this, because it's like, if men did this crap to women, it would be unacceptable. It'd be unheard of. So what gives you the right to do it to men? I'm just saying, you want gender equality. You hear a lot of feminists and feminazis bitching about gender equality. And right now, it's not looking very equal when women have more power. Especially when a feminist movement is female equality based off of what? Gender equality. Yeah. If you want her to make you a sandwich after some good sex, what are you going to do for her, man? You know what I'm saying? That's just the truth. Make her a goddamn sandwich every once in a while. Shit. Now, fellas, you want to be sexy for your lady? You're a married couple, and your wife is hosting her book club. You know what you do with that? You come in with a plate full of crackers, grapes, meats, cheeses, a couple of wines, maybe some White Claws. Bring it in on a silver platter and be like, for my sexy goddess wife and her amazing friends, you gals have fun. There you go. Every woman in the room is going to be super jealous of your fucking wife. I wish my other half was like that. And your other half is just going to be saying, oh, my other half is just the best. Right? And you might get called a bitch boy for having White Claws in your fridge, but if chicks like to drink White Claws and you want chicks to have a good time at your party, you know what I'm saying? Not every chick's going to be into beer or hard shit. There are chicks who drink hard shit. I'm not saying there aren't, but generally speaking. Oh my God, Chad, why the fuck did you put White Claw in your fridge, you fucking beta bitch? Hey, whoa, hey, fuck your toxic masculinity. And then as soon as the party gets started, all these chicks show up. Oh, Stacy said there was a pretty swinging party going down. Check this out. Oh my God, you guys have White Claws? Finally. All these hot chicks start slamming White Claws. And then Chad and his buddies are going, hey, I see why you filled up with White Claw now. Yes. Yeah, I like White Claw, to be fair. I've had it. It's all right. If you could drink a White Claw without being afraid of being called a faggot or a bitch male, do it up, dude. It's like men wearing the color pink. And that's the truth, dude. And that shit pisses me off. You get called a faggot because you drive a Prius. I mean, fuck off, dude. Someone tries to be better for the environment. It's fucking stupid, dude. Like Sam Elliott doing the commercial for Priuses. The all-new 2021 Prius. If you don't care about your friends calling you gay, cut. God damn it, Sam Elliott. I'd rather be doing the commercials for Coors Banquet Beer. Just do the commercial. The all-new 2021 Prius. If you want to drive your lunchbox to work, God damn it, Sam Elliott, just do the commercial. If you want to drive from New York City to San Francisco and cut down your carbon footprint, get a Prius. But when your Prius gets stuck in the snow, call one of your buddies who has a Dodge Ram. Good enough? Yeah, that's good enough. In the summertime, when your truck runs out of gas, you're hitting your buddy up who has the Prius to drive you to the gas station. But in the wintertime, your truck's pulling their Prius out of the snowbanks. Like, as long as you're not going out of your way to harass somebody for being gay, what's wrong with making jokes? I'm serious. I support gay rights 1,000%. I got friends, acquaintances, and family members that are like that. I don't judge them. However, I think it's a bit hypocritical when you sit there and demand equal rights. You can make harmless jokes about straights, but you can't do that about, you know what I'm saying? Come on, dude. You gotta laugh at yourself, otherwise you can't laugh at everybody else. No, like 1,000, dude. Well, the only reason that doesn't work, Josh, is because straights have not been persecuted like gays have, and you're absolutely right. And that's horseshit. If I had any control over it personally, I would have stopped all this crap a hot minute ago. But listen here. Those two dudes like to suck each other's dicks. Who the fuck cares? As long as they're of age and it's consensual. Then who the fuck cares, dude? You see those two chicks over there? Yeah, they like to fucking suck each other's tits and pussies. As long as they're of age and it's consensual, who cares? This is why I support gay rights. How would it feel if, are you with me on this, YouTube? If straight people got the same harassment? If I got crap for liking of-age women, I would fucking hate it. Wait a minute. If women have standards, that's just a girl's need. That's not the same, Josh. Fuck you.
Dependent. Well, what about your average woman? And this is not every woman, it's not every man. But if your average woman is overly protected, not going to end up homeless because someone will give them a place to live, or because they can easily go online and find a man who will give them some kind of support, or a sugar daddy, which is also common. Women,
you know why women are overly protected in our society? It's that pussy privilege. Yeah. And the crap that women have to go through because they have a vagina is the reason why they have their privilege. And as a man, you can bitch about it, but you'll never know what it's like to experience womanhood, to grow up and have to deal with all this crap. Women can get an infection in their vagina just from some dude fucking them. Like if the dude's got rich sperm, she can get a yeast infection just from that. Women's vaginas are super sensitive. Holy crap. Men, we don't have to worry about infections unless, of course, we're screwing some nasty bitch. Captain Hindsight condoms. Should have put one on, dumbass. Not to mention that women, they can't just stand up and pee like us guys. That is male privilege, being able to stand up and pee. Picture this. You got a female who's going camping with her friends. and she has to take a tinkle. She don't want to use them nasty camping porta potties because who does, dude? Those, dude, dude, nasty. Campsite bathrooms are nasty. She's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just go in the bushes and squat. No big deal. Thankfully, they make devices for women to put over their vaginas to help them pee standing up. But if you don't get one of those, okay, so whatever. You're a woman, and you're squatting in the bushes taking a piss. And oh, look at that. Your vagina rubbed over some poison ivy. God fucking damn it. So within the next 10 minutes after you taking a piss, your coochie starts to itch. And as a woman, that could be 10 million things. The last asshole you slept with, a feminine problem. So you're like, fuck, why is it itching? You look at the rash on your vagina and you Google the symptoms and you're like, God damn it. And you're asking your camping mates, do you guys have any poison ivy cream? No, we forgot to bring that. Motherfucker. How does a heterosexual man walk into a gay bar? Straight away from it. Huh? Like, I guess this depends on the person. Some people are overly sensitive about this crap. And I'm like, you can make jokes about everyone else, but if you're making jokes about a protected group, it's censorship and it's hypocrisy. Like, it's the truth, dude. Like, people like to laugh, and if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at?
But are much less likely to need to fight to survive in the way a man would, which means women are like, what's the problem? I should just get what I want. I've always gotten things that I've wanted, relative to a man being like, I expect nothing because nothing was ever given to me.
That's so goddamn true. It fucking hurts. You know what creates entitlement? Being given things and then just no repercussion, no consequences. When women are just handed things to them, and they've had to work for it, to be fair. Women radicalizing in the 1960s for feminist rights. I'm all for it, ladies. But when you become a self-entitled extremist cunt, when you become a self-entitled extremist cunt who hates men and treats them like crap, your whole argument of gender equality is completely lost. And you give feminists a bad name with that crap.
I am not saying every single man. I am not saying...
And whereas men nowadays do not expect much because they were giving nothing, they're just told to shut the fuck up and know your place, bow down to your female overlords.
A large quantity even.
That's what kills me about feminazis is you hate incels, these pieces of shit beta bitch boys who fucking degrade and talk crap to women who are just nasty and mean. But it's okay for 7 million women on TikTok to scream hashtag kill all men. Yeah. No one's talking about privilege then, are we, ladies and gentlemen? No, we're not.
Saying there is slightly more.
What it comes down to is we're living in a different time.
There's a tendency in this direction. And I think this is why you see these very obvious politics. Why is it that women are more likely to want to give a path to citizenship to immigrants? Because they have not had to scrounge on the ground outside for pennies to try and find an oatmeal cream pie so they would at least have something to eat. I've been there. I've had days where I'm like, I have no food. I won't be eating. So what do? Look on the ground, walking down the street until I found 25 cents so I could buy an oatmeal cream pie. And so I don't expect anybody to do anything for me because they never did. Women probably don't feel the same way because people have. And I'm not saying...
Yeah, people will go out of their way to help women because it's the right thing to do and because they want to get laid. Let's be real about it.
Every single one. Of course, there's lots of homeless women, but men are 5 times more.
But if you're doing it because you want to get laid, you're doing it for the wrong reasons, dude. You should do it because you want to be a good person and make the world a better place.
More likely to be homeless. Take that into consideration when you look at the differences in politics. And that being said, take a look at this statement I showed from the woman who's like, is this what men are going through? Imagine if.
Yeah, you know what kills me about gender equality, and I'm being real about this, is when women and men get a taste of what it's like to be the opposite sex, they fucking hate it. And it makes them appreciate everything that they have with their gender. And that's the goddamn truth. You think women and men could see this and be like, oh yeah, Cobra's right. Women and men are the exact same. The only thing that separates us is gender and responsibilities of said gender and the way society treats us. That's the only thing that separates us.
If every woman experienced a week as a man, and imagine if every man experienced it a week as a woman. I think women have also unique problems and challenges. I do think there is differences in the desires of men and women based on biology, and I think that's I would say indisputable, but we live in crazy times. To give you a point, men don't have periods, so men clearly have some biological difference that's going to affect their goals, their desires, and what they do. I guess men do have some kind of 3-day, thing or whatever, but it's like not relevant to what we're talking about for the most part. Like for the most part, women have a very different biology and biological drives and hormones, which lead them to want to do different things. And that could be why, at least to a certain degree, women are more likely to do social jobs and men are more likely to do STEM jobs. And we can try and, change that and encourage people to do other things. But, people have their.
I don't give a fuck what gender you are. I gotta take a G Fuel piss. Hold up. I don't give a fuck what gender you are. If you're qualified for the job and you want to work, go for it, man. If they won't hire you because of your gender, well, fuck them. That's their loss. If you're a good worker and you're a decent person, that's their fucking loss. Anytime I've lost control, trying to kill rock and roll. After all, I'm still here for you. Now, I support gays, but hear me out. If you're a lesbian chick, you're more likely to be accepted by straights in society than you are if you're a gay dude.
In their desires, their instincts. I do think we're overwhelmingly a social species, which means that supersedes a lot of this. But long story short,
Or a socialist species.
Ready to start eating healthier? Meet Kachava. Kachava is the world's healthiest.
You can see from the story that the woman doesn't really understand what it's like to be a man. But I do believe that men, to a certain extent, understand women more. What I mean by that is, I think guys know that dudes are skeevy. I think guys know that dudes are abusive. And that's why even men are more likely to believe a woman when a woman makes an accusation. And
that's the goddamn truth. See, women and men are aware of how shitty each other's genders are. Don't bullshit me, dude. Come on. Men are aware of what asshole, pig, abusive pieces of shit we can be. And women are aware of what gold digging sluts they can be. So it's just kind of this power struggle. You know what I'm saying?
that's why you get men who agree with these women on a lot of these issues, and why men will say,
all that because arguing with a woman is pretty much pointless.
Will ultimately support or protect. Men understand there are challenges. The problem is
2 + 2 = fish. Yes, dear.
The women don't seem to have the same view. They don't seem to understand how hard it can be for guys. When you take a look at the average intelligence, you can see that women are more likely to have average intelligence and men are more likely to be stupid, but also there is a higher percentage of male geniuses. It's called the greater male variability hypothesis. Don't know if it's a fact or an established theory. It's just data they show. That means the average woman.
Yeah, men are stupid. That's yeah, testosterone makes men do some stupid shit. It's like men gotta out-stupid each other. It's this display of testosterone and doing dangerous shit just to impress your guy buddies. And when chicks see you doing dangerous shit that puts your life in danger, most of them are just like, what a fucking idiot.
Who is average can get by, but there is a large quantity of men who are below average, more so than women, and they struggle. And then you have very, very successful men. So what do you see? Women will be more likely to get entry-level jobs and mid-level jobs. CEOs will be more likely to be men. And then you have the below average men disproportionately living in squalor and harsher conditions, becoming aggravated, and women not understanding what it's like for men. Now, truth be told, this story about a guy who's 6 feet tall and just moderately good looking, having no success, that's right. Even if he's in the 80th percentile of attractive men, he ain't in the 85, he ain't in the 90, and he's not going to get that response. A small amount of women, most women are in relation are sleeping with a very small amount of men. I gotta say, for dudes who are confident, in shape, charismatic, and sure of themselves, all of this feminism stuff and everything has been a boon to them. To a successful, charismatic, well-off individual male, he's got his pick of the litter. That 5-10% of men at the top can have all of the women at once. Meanwhile, women can't get a guy to commit for obvious reasons. If they're not going to lower their standards, then you've got a guy who's like, lady, I got options, and I don't need you. And then you'll see like Leonardo DiCaprio. No matter what happens, it's like he always dumps his girlfriend at 26 or something like that. He's always dating someone in their 20s because he can.
Hey, what do we got here? I had a fan send me $20, and then another fan sent me $25. Thanks for the money, yo. I got $23.97 in my Teespring, my PayPal, I mean. Appreciate that. I don't ask you to donate to the PayPal, but it's greatly appreciated. So thank you to the fans for donating. I'm not going to give you a personal shout out unless you ask for it, just because my trolls get super pissed off whenever fans give me money. And I bet they're just rolling in their own troll graves, laughing themselves sick. Holy crap, Cobra lost his Teespring and his Etsy store. I'm going to get those things back eventually. It may take a couple days of just nailing down and getting her done, but it'll happen. That's what's up. Nah, my bank account was negative, but I got that out of the negative. I could get some liquor, but I'm good on that. I want to take that PayPal money. I want to transfer that to my bank, so that way my bank account's not in the negative. It won't be enough to like pay off the Etsy, but it'll be one less thing in the negative. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all giving me the $23.97. Yeah. Okay, that'll take care of my bank account not being in the negative. I appreciate y'all donating to the PayPal. I appreciate that. All right, now my bank account's not in the negative. Let's figure out a way to make some more money somehow, so that way we can get that the Etsy out of the negative.
And because this is what online dating has created, and yeah,
I know what happened to like some feminazi saw my the feminazi shirt I made ripping on extremist feminists who hate men, and they got all offended. And so they flagged it, and Teespring saw it, and they were just like, copyrighted image.
yes, feminism. When women would get married at a young age, you'd have young men and women, and this is what is culturally enforced monogamy. Not that women are forced to.
Yeah, culturally forced monogamy. That's accurate. I'm single and I'm starting to enjoy it, to be honest. It's the truth. I don't have any kids. I'm clean. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing.
To do it. But then when it was expected of people to get married right away, women who are younger and, in their prime would find men who are just before their prime.
Sometimes just going on Chatterbait and watching an of-age female is so much easier than dealing with all the bullshit of relationships. And the only reason relationships and dating are twice as difficult today is for several contributing factors. One being the internet and social media. 2, everyone's entitlements. 3, both genders hate each other. 4, both genders are oppressed on some issues. And 5, both genders refuse to see that crap, so it just becomes well, my gender has it harder. No, my gender has it harder.
Marry them, and then have a man who grows into his position, and it wasn't perfect. There's a lot of divorce.
Yeah, if you're not ready to get married, don't force yourself just because society calls you a loser for not having anybody. If you're having a hard time getting a girlfriend, don't bitch about it. Just bite your time. Wait patiently, man.
But that seemed to help protect women.
And that's just the thing of it. I think feminazis and incels just need to get together and fuck the shit out of each other. Just go at it. Fuck all the fighting. Fuck all the drama. Make love, not war, man. Like if feminazis, man-hating women and women-hating men, if they get over your issues, recognize that both sides have their own struggles, and take into consideration that maybe the other side has had shitty people on the dating scene too, and it's just not, it's what I'm saying, like it's not all their fault just because of the couple of assholes that ruined it. And that's true for both sides. You hear women and men say this crap to each other all the fucking time. Hey man, we're not all like that.
Now, women are struggling to get dudes to commit because
women are struggling to get dudes to commit to a relationship. I can't imagine why, he said sarcastically. When the divorce rates amongst millennials, where women get divorced more quickly than men do, and the divorce rates are higher amongst women doing it than they are men. Google it. And imagine that. If a woman gets divorced, she can take you for all you've got. Your house, your truck, your car, your trailer, your dog, your whiskey, your vintage Playboys, your Trans Am, whatever. Unless you're like Halle Berry, usually when women get child support custody, it's because they're the ones that pushed it out. Which, to be fair, men do not give birth to children. They'll never know the joy / miracle / pain of doing that. But at the same time, it's like, if this were gender reversed, you would hate it. It's the truth. That's the question I want you to ask yourself in any of these situations. If it was gender reversed, how would I feel as this person in their shoes?
because men don't have to. And I'm not saying the majority of women, I'm not saying it's a widespread thing. I'm saying there are these circumstances arising out of the fact that a small percentage of men can go online and have whoever they want. And then there's a whole bunch of guys who can't get anything. Certainly, if the population is like 51% female and 49% male, you'd think it would mostly be 1-for-1. The women and the men would pair up. That's not what's happening. Most women are going for a small percentage of men. So there's no pairing. At the very least, the women are being cheated on. How does this manifest? Women are struggling to find men who make as much money as they do. Yeah, is that a surprise? You've got the cream of the crop, the best of the best, the guys, going for young women. They mentioned this in the story, that women who are in their 30s, they're making good money. They're 38-year-old Upper East Sider stresses. She's not looking for anything outrageous, safety and security as far as finance goes, but she's still coming up on empty dates. Just because the men she goes out with don't feel the innate push to succeed that she does.
I've been struggling the last couple of days. My Etsy got screwed. My Teespring got screwed. And then my bank account was in the negative. Just one after another, dude. The last couple of days. I stayed calm and I'm like, all right, we will fix this one situation at a time. Now that my bank account is out of the negative, let's focus on getting that Teespring back up. If I got to create another Teespring, so be it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Does. I think for years, they've always just taken their role in society for granted. And I think they're just getting lazy culturally. Isn't that really funny? It's kind of like a weird inversion.
Well, when you have everything handed to you, of course you're going to become lazy. That's not true for a lot of people, but generally speaking. And look at the survival of the fittest. When humans were first alive, they had to hunt for their survival or be killed. But now that humans no longer have to hunt for their survival, they can just go to any random restaurant, any random grocery store. It's made humans lazy. And now you got these vegans. Don't even get me started on that.
But let me say this. They mentioned another woman who's...
I don't care if you're vegan or a feminist. Just don't be an extremist asshole about it. You know what I'm saying?
32. You want to know why a 30-year-old woman who makes $50K can't find a man who makes $50K? A 30-year-old man who makes $50,000 a year is probably dating a 24-year-old who's making $15 an hour.
Yes! That's the cold goddamn truth. And I hate to say it, ladies and gentlemen, but that's the goddamn truth. Unless you have like a goddamn dating website called richpeopledate.com where you have to make a minimum of like $50K to even have a profile, then it's not going to fucking happen. A dude in his 30s who's making 50, 60K a year is going to be dating a chick who's 21 plus, way younger than he is, who makes less money because, yeah, it's easier. It plays into the whole, he's the man, he brings home the bacon. And you might call it sexist, to be fair, but that's just how men are raised in our society. It's the truth, dude. If women make more money than the man, we're chastised for it. We're told, you're not a real man. I guess you're not the one wearing the pants. No, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. And for a woman who's pissed about this, if you're a rich woman and you make 50, 60,000 plus dollars, whatever, the thing you have to ask yourself is, if it were gender reversed, you know what I'm saying, YouTube? You can't tell me you wouldn't feel slightly intimidated by your partner's financial wealth. So it's like, if you're a chick and you're dating a dude who makes the same amount of money and you make it work, cool. That's not to say it doesn't happen, man. I can't gotta imagine the conversation going through that smoking hot young 21-year-old's mind. She's dating a 35, 40-year-old dude who makes like 6 figures. She's gonna be sitting there like anyone in that position, freaking out because she's got a date coming up with their other half, and they want to look good because they want a taste of that moolah. You know what's disgusting? How sex and money control our society. It's beyond disgusting, YouTube. Sex, money, and greed. And hypocrisy. And entitlement.
At Starbucks, and she just got out of college. Here's a guy who's older than her, more established, better connections, more experience in a car, and he can take her, to a fun trip.
The truth of it is, you don't have to have money to be a womanizer. I've noticed I'm a womanizer. When I turn on that Cobra charm, women love my quirky sense of humor. If you can make a woman laugh and you smell good while doing it, it's not going to matter how big your dick is or how much money you make. If you can respect women, even though women can be the biggest C-bombs to you, that's where being a man comes into play, fellas. Is you just have to be the bigger man, as the expression goes. Be like, you could respond to her childish bullshit, but you know that's just going to make it worse. And she'll find a way to make it your fault, even though she started the argument, because women are awesome like that. So sometimes when she's pissed off at you for something you didn't do, or somehow it's your fault because she didn't communicate what she wanted, and yet men are the ones with communication problems, right? No. Men are simple. You tell us, move the couch this way, we'll do it. Women will speak in tongues and riddles. They'll say the exact opposite of what the fuck they want. And then they get frustrated because they're not happy. It's like, well, try being more direct with your communication. And men, try listening. See what happens. See what fucking happens.
A woman who's in her 30s is going to try and go for, is going to have to go for a guy her age is going to be like, I want to date down. Men always want to date down. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's what happens. So as men make less money, don't go to college, major crisis with men.
And here's something to think about, ladies. If you're a rich chick, why not take the same route as the men? You'll find that, hey, maybe you have the ability to date someone who's less rich than you are. You don't have to try as hard. Think about it. This is why chicks will date ugly dudes, because compared to the dude they're dating, they're a perfect 10. No, that's what sucks about dating people who are stupid the fuck way out of your league and money, class, and looks. Is, you know what I'm saying? You feel like you're not going to be good enough. So subconsciously, you'll do stuff to fuck up the relationship. Stop that. Stop that. Do not let your partner's beauty, wealth, and social status and class intimidate you. Okay? If you are awesome enough to land that sweet of age, then fucking, dude, you're awesome enough to maintain it. I believe in you. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck says that men have to be the sugar daddies? Women can be sugar mamas too, you know what I'm saying? And for that matter, fuck this whole sugar daddy, sugar mama culture we live in. It's pathetic. Love should be based off of the communication, the respect, and the connection you have physically and mentally. Not what you can provide as far as like material goods. You know what I'm saying? You can buy your girlfriend a Louis Vuitton or Gucci bag from Tiffany's or some shit. Doesn't mean that it's legit. You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing it because you want to get your dick sucked, or you're doing it because you love your woman and you want to make her happy. You know what I'm saying? You do it because you want your woman to be happy, and so she can show it off to all her friends. And then all her friends will slut shame her behind her back because they don't have a man who can afford that shit. Yeah, that's exactly how that goes. Now, even if you don't have your other half's money, you can still spoil them in other ways. You take time to do romantic things for them and such. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes just doing little things for your partner is enough. It at least shows you give a fuck about the relationship and your other half.
In college, although I don't think college is good anyway, you're going to end up with women making money, not wanting to be with a guy.
College, I want to say this. Okay, if you cannot afford to go to college, then don't. Student loans are a bitch. You and your other half, your high school sweetheart, are going to the same college. And oh my God, it's amazing. You're both studying for your own individual degrees, racking up that student loan debt. There's a reason why college kids are broke and eating ramen noodles out of a microwave they plugged into their dorm. So when they get out of college, they're stacked up to their fucking Asperger's and student loans. So now they're sitting there trying to get a fucking job in the degree they have, but guess what? It's not available. So they get a job at McDonald's or some shit until one becomes available. Take out a loan for a small house because you got your other half pregnant while in college. Winning? No. Then you got to put your career on hold to help raise that vaginal turd that you made with your other half in college. You wanted to be cute and romantic and get your girlfriend a bottle of tequila rose because it was y'all's anniversary and you both passed your exams and you wanted to celebrate. So you take your girlfriend out for a nice bite to eat. You get back to each other's dorm and it's just like, hey, look. Honey, look what I got. I got some tequila rose. Oh my God, you're the best. You sit there and you're slamming that shit like it's no one's business. And then you two are feeling the mood. You get drunk and you get horny. Next thing you know, Captain Hindsight condoms. Should have put one on, dumbass. Oh, if that shit happens while you're still in college, you can kiss your college degree goodbye. Yeah, good luck trying to raise a kid while still studying in college. Having to drop out of college and waste all that goddamn money just so you can help your other half raise each other's mistake. Now, if I had my clock-towered mansion and I won the lottery, it should be a different story. But right now, I'm glad I don't have any of that responsibility. Thank you, Lucifer.
Who doesn't make money, and those guys will not.
So by the time you're taking a loan out for the house and a loan out for your car, so you can get back and forth to your job safely, and now you're stacked up to your head in student loan debts. Dude, they fucking straight fisted you and didn't even give you a cigarette or a reach around, dude. You're getting fucked by the system now, and not in a good way either. Yes. And now, all of a sudden, you have no personal money for yourself. All the money you make at your crappy dead-end job is going towards your child, your wife, bills, expenses, and paying off the loans. Welcome to being an adult. And then you look back when you were a kid just playing on the playground with your friends going, man, I wish I could be an adult. They have it so easy. And then when you're an adult, you're just like, oh, my God. Like when you're a kid, your parents would make you food and they'd teach you how to cook. When you're an adult, no one does that for you. Unless, of course, you're with your wife and you cook together. I think you want my pro tip for having a healthy marriage? Ladies and gentlemen, cook dinner with your wife. Take time to cook the meals together. That way, if you mess up the meal, you laugh at each other and you order DoorDash or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
And women who make even less money, and it's just thrown the whole thing into this crazy imbalance where
if you want a delicious recipe, might I recommend my white wine chicken Alfredo. The audio is a bit messed up because, yeah, this phone's a little on the rough side, but that's all right. That shit was so fucking good. I took the angel hair pasta and I boiled it in water, beer, butter, virgin olive oil. And then when I made the sauce, I added beer, white wine, a 4-cheese Alfredo sauce, some fresh mozzarella, and some shredded Parmesan cheese. I pre-cooked the chicken in some bacon grease. I cooked up a shit ton of bacon for it. And then I cooked the chicken breast in bacon grease. And then in with the pasta sauce, I added some ranch dipping sauce and some Ruffles Originals chips. Of course, you saw it if you saw the video, and oh my fucking god, that's my favorite cooking recipe that I've made thus far. And yeah, it's a bit time consuming, but if you pre-cook the chicken and the bacon, the rest is just boop, 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 you know what I'm saying? Did I wait to boil the noodles? And no, what it is, I threw the noodles in the water, the beer, and then in the olive oil and butter. It was a splash of white wine with the noodles. Oh my god.
politics is reflecting everything that's happening. And I think it has a lot to do with all this.
Yeah, politics does unfortunately play into the dating scene. I hate to say it, but it's the goddamn truth. Women and men are going to disagree on politics. That's just how it is. How to start a bar fight in Wyoming. Bring up gun control, abortion rights, and just wait.
So the last time, whenever I talk about this, the feminists always get super angry at me, and I think it's hilarious. I've never.
Yeah, women are struggling to find men who make as much money as they do. And it's kind of the truth in a sense because of the social pressures that men have to be better than women. It's the same pressure that women have to be better than men. It's the truth for both sides, dude. And instead of being grateful that, oh, hey, your other half has a job and you both contribute to that relationship regardless of who makes more money or less or whatever, it's a stupid ass bullshit power struggle, and God, is it frustrating. So if your woman makes more money than you do, support her and be like, I'm proud of you, babe. That's my goddess. That's my rock. That's my queen. That's my foundation. And if your man makes more money than you do, support him, ladies. That's all I'm saying. So fucking Teespring doesn't reinstate my account and just remove the feminazi shirt that I made, and I'll go through some other website to make my merchandise. I don't give a shit. And then relist it in my YouTube.
Never had any issues. You know, I've always, because I've never cared, right? And I wonder if that's it. I've always been, just say arrogant, I guess. Maybe arrogant isn't the right way to put it. But I've never had issues with dating culture. The left likes to take this clip I have from 29.
The only issue I have with dating culture is just the struggle with it myself, which I think a lot of us can relate to, and all the hypocrisy, entitlements, self-righteous bullshit, and double standards, dude. That's why Love and Vanity goes so hard.
Early 2020 out of context, where I said something like, you know, I've tried dating, but it's impossible and it's not me, it's everyone else. And the specific context wasn't like getting on Tinder and hooking up with women. One thing I've always stated is that online dating culture is absurdly easy. And going out to bars and picking up chicks is absurdly easy, but it's not fulfilling. Guys don't want that. I mean, some guys do. A lot of guys probably just want to feel desired. But
bullshit.
Online dating culture is absurdly easy. And going out to bars and picking up chicks is absurdly easy, but
it's easy if you know what you're doing.
Not fulfilling. Guys don't want that. I mean, some guys do. A lot of guys probably just want to feel desired.
Everyone wants fulfillment in life, man. Whether it's your job or relationships.
But people in general, men and women, want stable relationships. That's what I was talking about. Of course, I'm in a relationship and things are great. And I don't have these issues that these other women are having. And I find it rather interesting, I suppose, that everything they've fought for, perhaps due to cultural pressures, is now negatively impacting everyone.
And I still have my Tactical Soap affiliate link. So if you check out the affiliate link and use coupon code King Cobra, you can get 15% off your next order and have yourself smelling like a rock star for your lady friends. Yeah. I make it a habit just to wear Bond #1 Tactical Soap as much as I can. And they have 6 to 7 amazing scents, colognes, and of course, God of War pheromone beard oil. And the response it gets from adult women is always the same. That dude smells good. Every time. Never fails, dude. So yeah, all is fair in love and war. Gain the tactical advantage and gain confidence with women. It's like wearing confidence with women on your skin, dude.
Now, that is not to say that feminism is wrong. That's not what I'm saying. I actually think...
No, feminism isn't wrong, but when you start throwing extremism and hatred towards men into the group, you just fuck it up for a lot of people. Case in point, you got feminazis who are bitching about what pigs men are, showing off their disgusting hairy-ass armpits. And it's like, hey, love, if you're in a Western society, nobody gives a shit if you refuse to shave. They might think you're gross, and you might have a hard time finding a dating partner. There are some guys who are into it, but hey, no judgment. But you want to talk about oppression. There are women in the Middle East under Sharia law. That's oppression. These Western women don't realize how good they have it until they actually experience that for themselves. A Western woman? Shit, honey. A Western woman can go to the goddamn mall and pick out some skimpy-ass tube top and show off her fucking double D titties. It's a fucking tight-ass fucking jeans showing off her ass. Because she knows she's got a good-looking body. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, I guess. But you get what I'm saying? She knows what she's got, and she's showing it off. And if the wrong guy looks, he's a creep and a rapist and a pervert. But if the right guy looks, oh my God. Whereas women in the Middle East, it's like 110 degrees outside. You're wearing a full-body camping tent. And if you dare show any goddamn ankle, they'll throw rocks at your ass or behead you in front of a bunch of people. Yeah. Instead of like screaming about how oppressed these Western women are, let's fight for female equality all over the world. There's a thought. Peace in the Middle East and power to the people. Peace in the Middle East, gender equality for all. And the reason why women and men attack each other is because both sides have to deal with a fair amount of crap, YouTube.
In terms of women in the workplace and opportunities and equal access and equal opportunity is one of the best things we've ever done. But I will say that if you will not stand up for what you want, then you'll get pressured into something you don't want. Or if you...
That's the goddamn truth. Sometimes standing up for your want doesn't mean it's right. But at the same time, you'll get pressured into shit you don't want to do.
Don't stand for anything, you'll fall for anything.
Standing up for what you want versus for what's right. Doing what's easy versus what's right. It's the truth, YouTube. Being the bigger person sucks because you got to swallow your pride. Just be like, you know what I'm saying?
And so what that means is, while women should have absolutely equal access and opportunity in every regard, and we haven't even gotten to that point, some women still struggle with sexism, absolutely. The problem is that the double-edged sword, that this is, rises. You can make all these demands and say you want all these things, but a culture breeds out of this where it goes beyond just saying you should have the opportunity. Now it's no longer about women having the opportunity to work. It's about women have no choice but to work. And men who want a wife who's going to be staying at home.
The problem with this is if women experience sexist treatment, it's nipped in the butt. If men experience sexism, we get told, how is it sexist? All men are sexist. The very fact that when you say crap like that, all men are just sexist pigs, that in itself is a sexist statement. Especially when if you were to say something like, all women are just gold-digging sluts that want your dick and your money and they don't give a fuck about your feelings, you'd be called a fucking chauvinistic male asshole.
Can't find one because women are all like, I have a career and I'm going to work.
Women aren't necessarily forced to work, they choose to work.
So it creates this weird circumstance. Now, truth be told, I think we're fine. I think human civilization will figure things out. I think it's going to leave a lot of people unhappy. But truth be told, once again, those who are confident and charismatic and willing to say what they want have absolutely no problems. All of these people who are complaining, these are the people who can't admit to themselves what's going on. They can't accept biology and culture and society and look at the bigger picture. Instead, they sit back oblivious to how gender politics is shaping everything in this country. That's why I think this story about this woman realizing what it's like for men was interesting. I would like to see a man, I think men do know what it's like for women because men have always made catfish profiles. Women don't seem to do that as much because men are probably, whatever, weirder for whatever reason, because they're different. And so men know. You make a profile that's a woman and you get 50 million messages and then you can just pick whatever guy you want and they'll hang out with you. Men, it's the other way around. You'll send 1,000 messages and then hope that you get one response. But unless you're in that cream of the crop top of the top, you ain't getting nothing. There's no point in being there. It's an interesting conundrum. And there's a lot of people now who are under 29 who are struggling and won't find a relationship because of it. This leads to see a man, I think men do know what it's like for women because men have always made catfish profiles. Women don't seem to do that as much because men are probably, whatever, weirder for whatever reason because they're different. And so men know. You make a profile that's a woman and you get 50 million messages and then you can just pick whatever guy you want and they'll hang out with you. Men, it's the other way around. You'll send 1,000 messages and then hope that you get one response. But unless you're in that cream of the crop top of the top, you ain't getting nothing. There's no point.
That's the goddamn truth. So yes, women do have an easier time on the dating scene. That doesn't mean they always enjoy it.
Being there. It's an interesting conundrum. And there's a lot of people now who are under 29 who are struggling and won't find a relationship because of it. This then leads itself into politics. Women are more likely to be Democrats. Vox reports the partisan gender gap among millennials is staggeringly large. Women born after 1980 favor Democrats 70-23. And that's only going to keep getting worse as women continue to create this bubble where they don't realize how privileged they are. And you know what? They'll get mad at videos like this and say, we're not privileged, men are privileged, boys will be boys, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay, men are more likely to be in prison, more likely to be home.
Whenever I hear women talk about how privileged men are, they're right, but women are also privileged in certain areas too.
Unless men are less likely to go to college, men are less likely to get entry-level jobs, and some men, 500, are more likely to be billionaires. Like I care about that. The cream of the crop, the top of the top. I care about everybody. So, everybody has their issues. Something to consider. Next segment's coming up at 4 p.m. over at youtube.com/Timcast. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you all then.
And thank you for watching part 2 and donating your time and money. Catch you later.